and everything.
I might already be there, coach. I might already be
Uh-oh, Brazy. Yeah. Looks like they back for a fifth season, man. Who that? Sports Roundtable. Who? SRT Crew. Whoa. SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G Money. Made with a strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up, what up, what up? It's Sports Roundtable, and we're live from our virtual studios overlooking the digital world. What's going on, everybody? I am your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead, and I got Coach and Asa in the building with me tonight. Fellas, what's going on? What's going on?
How's it going? How's it going, HO? How's it going, Coach?
Not a good night tonight.
Man.
Coach, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
No.
You told me it was Flag Day.
Yeah, but I'm sure you saw the news about a guy that you might know. Lawrence.
Who?
Lawrence Perrineau. Do you know him?
No.
I thought you knew him. Okay.
What up, Dez? What's happening, bro?
Dez in the building.
Yeah, Dez in the building. I still got these shirts over here for you. Let's get together soon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. Let's we got a whole lot to talk about. I gotta get my show notes up. I don't even have them up. Let me go to them. That being said, we got some hot news we got to talk about. Well, there's a champion, and I need to come on your show to gloat my gloating, to gloat my gloatness.
Yes.
Saturday morning, Coach.
Yeah, you gloaty. You all
the
over the
NBA was definitely involved, and I got. Well, we got two things proving that. Oh, I got to take the SRT Fun Bag banner down.
Yeah,
Coach, you didn't remind me this week.
I'm sorry, but it's always there. You know, you never can go wrong with the fun bag and get everybody interested. One of these days, you're going to start a show with it and mess everybody up. They're going to be like, what? I missed the fun bag.
No, that's right. And I got them too. And well, listen, first of all, before we get started, fellas, let's make sure that we understand that June, and we've been missing it, June is Men's Mental Health Month. So love on your brothers, love on your cousins, anybody that's spoken to in a long time, man, because you never know what people are going through, and you just never know who needs some help, who needs some support. So love on your brothers for the next week as the month of June is about to come to an end. Mental Health Month for men.
Shooting, find
so
something that you love.
There. So,
hey, HO, and tell them find something that you love and do it as well, because that's kind of hard to love on somebody if you ain't loving yourself either. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah,
that is a good point, Asa. So, yeah, for sure.
I always take from your show, Asa. when you said DNA, I always apply that to me because I always say I'm DNA. This Negro is attractive. I told you. That's what
I would use that one, Coach. I like it. I like it. I like it.
I saw that DNA and I said, okay,
you
DNA.
gonna make me put on the instrumental. You gonna make me put on the instrumental, Coach, and let you do a freestyle. Sound like you got some bars over there.
That's right. Now, don't make me do it now. I will. I've done it before.
Oh man, I love it.
So you done did it before.
I know I'm doing one for.
All right, so yeah, we got some. We got the draft coming up at 8:00. We got about 54 minutes before we get the number one. We get another Dookie in the draft. 4 years, $57 million will be the contract.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
This probably Coach. This is probably the first.
Real quick,
first Dookie that's gonna be good though.
Oh. Now you know I didn't say that.
Whoa.
Name me another one that's been good in the league. I ain't talking about college, talking about in the league. Name me another one. I'm waiting.
Kyrie Irving, Grant Hill, Carlos Boozer, Elton Brand, JJ Redick.
Yeah. Okay. All mid-level players. I mean, Grant Hill would have been better except for Grant Hill would have been better except for injuries. I will. Injuries took him down. Everybody else you name has been, they've been okay. Okay.
Grant got something everybody want.
Tamia.
You have.
So he did win in life.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna give out $10. I'm feeling good. Amazon $10 card. Not to any of you guys, but to the listeners.
I gotta get some groceries.
You need some groceries? If you can come up with it less than 30 seconds, then I see what I can do. Tell me how a baseball player can hit a home run but not get credit for it.
Ooh.
How is that possible? Anybody in the chat, if you can please explain that to me, then I'll give you a $10 gift card if you can get it right.
Can I say my answer? I got it.
Yeah, say your answer, Coach.
Betting in the wrong part of the lineup.
You got it.
Yep.
No.
No, that ain't it. No.
Fan interference? No, that's not it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking fan interference, and then once they review it, they give it to you. Get a home run and it's not considered. You don't get credit for it. So is that going to be a in the park home run with an error?
Inside the park? No.
Not an inside the park with an error.
And just to give you some reference, this has actually happened in the MLB.
I feel like it probably just happened. That's the reason why you bringing it up.
Yeah.
You sure not an inside the park with an error?
Look, I got those over there in the days trying to figure it out.
Oh, probably. Let's see. Probably
it's not that.
No, that ain't a home run though. If you lay down a bunt and they keep throwing the ball around and you score all the way from home plate, that ain't a home run though.
No. Well, hold on. We got Bob on the show. He's in the chat.
Oh,
come on, Bob. Don't do that.
I know.
So I'm gonna repeat the question again.
Yeah, Bob should know
I'm
what
gonna
it
repeat
is,
the
though.
question again for Bob. I'm not sure how long you've been with that, but all right, Bob, here we go. How can a player hit a home run but not get credit for it? $10 gift card is up the bat. You gotta do this before I start my the SRT hot news now. Which one?
That would disqualify you though.
Yeah, but that's not it.
Yeah, you got me on this one. I ain't even trying to cheat and look it up, the rules or nothing. I'm just trying to think.
There you go. Bob say, what's the question? All right, Bob, here we go again. How can a player hit a home run but not get credit for the home run? This actually happened in a Major League Baseball game in 2000. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all that, but it happened. You got $10 up the bat.
What if you miss a base?
I don't know how you can miss a base.
If you miss a base, you're out though. Well, not guys. I've seen you. Guys miss the tag, first base or whatever, and then they challenge it. You don't get credit.
After the hot news, how about that?
All right. Oh, Bob put an answer in there. If you pass it to the runner in front of him, is that the answer? You see the answer Bob put in there?
Yeah, I saw it. I put it up on the screen, but no, that's not it.
That's not it. Oh, okay.
I'm lost.
But that's a good answer though. That is a good one. But no, that's not it. And I'm gonna have another baseball trivia next week too for another $10.
Bob, I thought you was the expertise. I would have put money on you, Bob.
Dad says bounce out. Outfield glove would be considered an error. No, that's not it either.
Nah, that's still considered a home run. I've seen that happen. He catch it and then hold on to it.
Yeah. All right, with that being said, we're going to jump into some hot news. Mm-hmm. And the hot news sponsored by Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Big Easy Grill. The best Louisiana seafood in town, Big Easy Grill, is where the seafood is the greatest. Big Easy Grill is considered the best kept secret in the Atlanta food scene. So make sure you go on over to Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. And once Coach gets well enough to go, we will go over to the Big Easy Grill and eat some beignets and some shrimp and some catfish. You don't eat shrimp, do you, Coach?
Red beans and rice.
Some catfish bites and some beignets. How about that?
That's good. Red beans and rice.
Cuz say yes, Big Easy this weekend, he said. But listen, Cuz the only one who knows the answer. How can you hit a home run but not get credit for it? Cuz can't answer the question because he knows the answer. I already sent it to him. But anybody else, please go for it and let me. Yeah, let us move on. Let's see what Bob say. Keep it a secret. More shrimp for me. Okay. And Bob, I'm gonna make sure we let you know when we go so we can meet up and we might just do a live show from the Big Easy Grill. How about that?
Yeah, maybe a fight now.
All right, the NBA champs. The NBA champs. OKC Thunder wins it in 7. Shea Alexander wins the MVP, the scoring title, and the regular season MVP. And Coach, I think I said this on your show that it had to go 7 games for the NBA to keep the interest, and it went 7 games. And I said it would be OKC in 7, and boom, there we go.
You're right.
And just to prove one of my points, I say my other one for the Ballers and Busters, but to prove one of my points, Shea had more free throws made in the postseason than Halliburton had in the regular season.
I mean, they call him
I'm
a
gonna
free
say that
throw
one more
merchant.
time. SGA had more free throws made in the postseason than Halliburton had made in the regular season. Proof enough for me. I mean, it is what it is. So fellas, starting with you, Asa. OKC as the champs. What are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts
I
about
mean,
the series? What are your thoughts about being the champ?
well, I'm gonna give you credit because you called it last week. You were like, it's gonna go 7. I thought OKC should have ended this thing in 6. I thought OKC really probably should have ended it in 5. But I'm gonna give Indiana a little bit of credit, a lot of credit. I'm gonna give dang, what's the Indiana's coach name? What's his name?
Rick
Uh,
Carlisle.
Rick Carlisle. I'm gonna give him credit. Um, making the adjustments, in-game adjustments, from game to game. Unfortunately, he needed certain key players to step up, and that didn't happen on a consistent enough basis. But really, game 4 is when they lost the series. They should have been up 3-1. They gave that one away. Well, choked that one away, I should say. And then, best 2 out of 3, the better team's going to win. So, but a good series, a good, interesting series. I enjoyed it. I know for, a lot of people talking about it wasn't big enough names and too small markets and all that kind of stuff, But overall, it was a good series. If you watched it from game to game, it was a good series. And so, if I had to grade it, I'd give it a solid B. Yeah, probably a B plus. And the reason why I don't give it a B plus has nothing to do with like the teams. I think it has
Okay.
everything to do
Hey,
with
Coach,
how
what
the
you got?
NBA presented it. I don't know what Coach got going on.
Oh,
There you go.
I have to dig in something real quick. Hey man, don't, are you finished?
Oh, there you go, Coach. Yeah, he finished.
Call it what it is. If what's the name? If Halliburton didn't get hurt, they would have won. Simple as that. No, I ain't gonna say that. OKC had the blueprint, and they were what you call the entire season a team. They emphasized team the entire year, and it manifested itself into a victory. They were a team, and they played like it. And Indiana, so hard as they played, they just couldn't overcome that team concept. So, congrats to OKC, bought a championship, and it's amazing. I know you're gonna bring it up, or somebody gonna bring it up, that a group like Harden, Westbrook, and Durant couldn't get one.
Yeah, they needed one more year together.
All right, so here was Bob. Here's what Bob was talking about here in the let me play it for you. All right, here we go.
Before Game 7.
Coach, yesterday you talked about your love pressure, and this team has brought up comeback performances and buzz beaters, of course. How do you describe the team's effort in executing?
Probably going to go viral of some buses, open top buses, presumably for their parade that are already painted with them as champions. So that's all I'm thinking about.
Rick, what did you think when you saw that video?
I already.
Do enough said?
Nope. That'd be just like when they always print up the shirts for the winning team, or they think the winning team, and they don't win. Then you send them shirts off.
Yeah, somebody in the Congo.
Bob said he rests his case. It's rigged.
And somebody in the Congo got on Indiana 2025 T-shirts right now. Exactly. So, but that's in everything though. They always print two of everything.
Yep.
So Bob said he's not Seattle would not be claiming that as a organization champion. So he's not taking that. So it is what it is. He said he's not taking it.
Nah, this one stays in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Let's move on to the next thing. The NBA draft is coming up in about 35, 40 minutes. Any surprises you have coming up? Any surprises you think that may come out of this?
It's going to be. I'm going to still be interested to see what the Hawks do now that they've traded for a big and getting Porzingis. Are they going to still go with a big in the draft, or do they change their focus to another position? So that'd be interesting to see what they do. Because I think at 13 they were projected to get the big man out of Duke, right?
If he falls that far,
yeah, he might go before then, but that's what I was seeing on mock drafts, that he would go to the Hawks at 13. But now that they got Porzingis, I wonder if that just turns into what their thought process will turn into now.
What would you do if you were the GM?
I'll probably still go big because you got to flip a coin with Porzingis' health. So you know, I still would go with a big if a big is available, or I might go with a point guard, because then you got to still factor in if you're going to wind up extending Trey with the extension or not. So I think they'll probably still keep Trey. So then I'll go. I think how they go will tell me what they're going to do with Trey. If they go and get a big, that tells me they're going to try to move forward with extending Trey. If they go get a point guard, which they still need one anyway to back him up, but if they go get a point guard, maybe they'll be hedging their bet on whether or not they can keep Trey with having a successor behind him. But that's my common sense thinking. But these GMs now don't necessarily work on that aptitude.
All right, Coach, what you got? Your thoughts on any surprises in the draft and what you think could or might surprise any and everybody?
Ace Bailey will drop, and the young man from Oklahoma, I forgot his name, he gonna move up.
Oh, the guard from Oklahoma, Fears?
Yeah, Fears, yeah, he gonna move up. Bailey didn't want to work out for anybody. I'm like, who are you? I mean, everybody recognized you, but you didn't get your team to the NCAA tournament. So, who are you?
Another Ben Simmons?
Yep, and that's what he acting like. Somebody told him he was confused. Told him he was a superstar. I mean, he can play, but hey, come on, dog. You ain't
And that's
to
right.
not work out for anybody.
Yeah. HO and then Atlanta lost their Atlanta had 2 first-round picks, but I think they gave one up in this trade. So now they only have the one. So at first they had the 13 and the 22nd. Now they only got the 13.
Yep.
So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do now with only having 1 pick in the first round, compared to having 2. So since they went big with Porzingis, I think they'll probably go get a guard now. Maybe that guard. I think the guard out of
I see
Illinois.
CBS got the guard out of Illinois.
Yep. I've been doing my homework, HO, on this one. I didn't really do my homework last year on the draft. I did it this year. And so so I think they go get the guard now.
Yeah, I still go big because you only got Porzingis for 1 year. He has an expiring contract, so I still like going big in this case. Coach, that's all you got. That's all you got on.
Crispy got to stay
surprises?
healthy though.
Yeah, that's the only.
That's it.
That's the only problem I got with the trade.
Crispy got to stay able to play a season.
All right.
That's the thing with him.
Yeah.
If he can play a full season, yeah.
Yeah, remember, Porzingis is not the same one that when he first came into the league. That's not the same person that you think you're getting. You're getting a off injured. Hell, he's sick now, and he hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So while everybody's talking about what he could and can do and how he can stretch the floor, yeah, he can't do it from the hospital. He can't do it from the bench. So, not in my opinion, just not a good move.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, next, Coach, I'm gonna start you out with this one. KD moves on to Houston. Good, bad, or indifferent?
Houston gonna make some noise, but I don't care.
You liking that?
Somebody say he's not a top player. I'm like, I don't know what you're looking at. That unicorn still can shoot and got a wingspan of a 7 footer and can post and shoot from anywhere. Houston gonna be tough. They knee in the injury bug, but they ain't have a. And then Fred VanVleet just re-upped. So yeah, VanVleet just re-upped the contract. So hey, and they got Segun and some more guys. Hey, they only lost crazy Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, who they said was too young. Dating 80-year-old women. I mean, let me not talk about that. I'm gonna leave that alone. But you know.
All right, Ace, so what you think about you don't went away again?
There we go.
Durant moves on. What you think, good, bad, indifferent, or what you thinking about him going to Houston?
I think it's good. I had the wrong state. Last week I thought he should have went to San Antonio. I thought the San Antonio mix would have been good. But I think San Antonio likes kind of where they at, obviously, with their young nucleus and don't want to bring in a rental for 1 year. But Houston's in a different market than San Antonio, right? You gotta, as the Houston, you gotta still compete with the Texans. You gotta still compete with the Astros. You gotta still compete, with other sports franchises within the city. So them staying relevant and being good is important. So I like the move. Barring any major injuries, they probably should be able to make the Western Conference Finals next year. I wouldn't be upset if people picked that. So
a good, and they didn't give up. I mean, they gave up a lot, but they didn't give up a lot. What I mean by that is, they didn't give up a lot of any first rounders. They gave up some second round picks. But I don't like when teams give up a whole bunch of first round lottery picks for one guy. In any sport, I don't like when teams do that. So giving up some second round draft picks, prospects or whatever, I think was a decent enough trade for KD.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And we'll talk more about the trades when we get down to our roundtable discussion. We got to talk about how does this affect his legacy moving forward, and how much pressure does he have if he doesn't do anything with this young group? Can he take them to the finals and win one with this young group? And if he can't, does this affect his legacy moving forward? Because since he done left Golden State, he's been with 3 different teams that he couldn't lead. He couldn't, and they didn't even get to the finals.
Nope.
A conference final. You know what I mean? Not even that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not even the conference final.
His legacy is his legacy. Some people ain't never gonna forgive him from going from OKC to Golden State. Some people never gonna forgive him for leaving Golden State to go somewhere else. Like he in a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. I think if he gets Houston to an NBA Finals, that it won't change. It'll be. I think the same people that have a problem with him going to get those 2 rings in Golden State are the same people who won't ever consider LeBron's 2020 ring a real ring.
Yeah, I am.
I just don't think there's no change in those people in any one of those scenarios. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how long can these 2 rings that he have last if he don't continue to go to the finals?
Like I said, if he got to go to like 2 with Houston for some people just to make up, to consider those 2 from the 2 that he won in Golden State. I don't see them going to two championships in Houston, but I can see him making 1 NBA final.
I can see that.
I'm not one of them people,
Coach,
though,
what's your
who thought him going to Golden State was a bad thing. So
I do. Coward.
I am one of those people who thought he left too early. I would have put the pressure on the organization to pick me or pick Draymond, and him leaving, he gave Golden State an out. But
you see, I like KD, but I still say that was a coward move leaving OKC. I don't care whether you're going to go to the team that you just lost to and that you had a chance to beat them, and that if you had come back the next year, you could have beat them. Coward move to me.
My only thing with that, Coach, and I understand where people are coming from with that. I understand the premise. I'm not totally disagreeing with why people say that. I get it. My only question is, where was he going to go? People will want to forget about the options that he had once he realized there was nowhere else for him to go. When he needed to leave OKC to get to wherever he wanted to get to. Where was he going to go? His options were very limited.
Stay where you are, dog.
And if he did, he probably has no rings.
Asa?
Yep, Dad said the best, especially how he got those 2 rings in the 2 finals with the 2 finals MVPs is he up and left the team that could not beat the Warriors So, yeah, believe it or not, I think KD got a little pressure on him going into next year.
Yeah, they had the Warriors beat.
He'll be 37 years old in September.
Yeah. He got about 2 years left, maybe 3. I don't know. I stay in Golden State. We go to 4. We go to 2 more championships. I get 2 more MVPs. Now I'm sitting with 4. Everybody saying that I made the wrong move could kiss my you know what after I got a 3rd and a 4th one if he stayed in Golden State. I just I would have been racking them things up like Thanos.
So you don't think he should have stayed in Oklahoma City?
Again, when I go back and you look, you realize in Oklahoma City that they had maybe reached their maximum with him and Russ. So he decided to leave. One of them were gonna have to leave.
Remember, Harden wasn't all the way developed yet.
No, Harden was already gone. It was just him.
Oh yeah.
It was just him and Westbrook.
Again, HO, you see what's happening, don't you?
What's that?
Asa is disagreeing with me once again.
I'm just keeping you online, Coach. Harden was already gone. It was just him and Westbrook. They were basically. They were basically the same scenario that that LA had going on with Kobe and Shaq. It had gotten to a point where those two weren't going to be able to play together. He decided to leave. Again, he didn't force nobody's hand. To me, I would have forced the organization's hand to choose one of us, but he decided to leave. Westbrook stayed. His options at that time, I'm not being a revisionist historian. I'm telling you, his option at that time was either to go to Washington, could have took him, but the Scott Brooks was the coach. He already seen that Scott couldn't get you nowhere. I think he might have been able to go to, if I'm saying it right, back to Brooklyn or whatever, maybe. And Golden State had the assets. The choices was quite simple. Him going to Golden State. I get what everybody's saying, talking about it. It looks bad because they just beat you less than 6 months ago. They were down. You were up 3-1, but he didn't really stay or go to Golden State.
You getting closer.
If he stays at Golden State, how many rings do they actually get? If he's still on the team today, how many rings do Golden State get now?
They go well. He got hurt. Well, he got hurt in that second. No, he got hurt in the 3rd run they had, didn't they? The 3rd. They won back to back, and then he got hurt on the 3rd run they were making.
Yeah.
Against Toronto. So they beat Cleveland twice. He got hurt in the Toronto series. I don't know, man. I think they get 2 more. And you can't say not. You can't say because they got 1 more without him. But I think they get 2 more with him.
So they get 2 more with him. So, Coach, you agree or disagree? They get 2 more with KD if he stays, or they get more?
They get 1. I say 1. They will snug it out because the other teams were getting better too. So I said they got 1 more.
Okay. Definitely can't disagree with that for sure. All right, with that being said, fella, that's going to end our hot news, and I guess I can tell you what the answer is to the question now, since everybody can't get it right. Do we have any more people that's trying to get the answer right? How can you hit a home run and not get credit for it? It happened in the MLB game in the 2000s. I'm gonna see if anybody else going once, going twice. Nobody. All right, here's the scenario. Everybody all ears now. Listen, I'm waiting to Ace to get back. He got so excited he hit the screen. All right, here we go. Coach, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin Molina hits the ball to right field in San Francisco. It hits off the wall. It hits off the wall, and so it's a lone single. At the time, Bruce Bochy was the manager. Bruce Bochy said, "I think it went over the fence." So he tells the umpires to go in and review the play. While they're reviewing the play, he subs in a pinch runner because they need to get this run in. So he pitch ran for one of the fastest guys they got on the team. So Benjamin Molina comes out of the game. When the umpire reviews the play, it was actually a home run. But because Benjamin Molina is out the game, he can't come back in to circle the bases. So the guy who subbed in for him circled the bases, scored the run, and in the scorer's box, Benjamin Molina got 2 hits, no run scored, and no home run. Coach, why you doing that to me, Coach?
Yes, sir. I don't like to get a question like that and can't answer it.
But there's your answer right there.
Leave it to baseball.
Baseball is the most unpredictable sport where you can do everything right and get it wrong.
So he said in the box
score, there you go.
He got credited for 2 runs because of the RBI.
No, 2 hits. He got credit for 2 hits, but no run score or no RBI.
Wow.
Dad say so bad coaching is the simple answer. Yeah, so there you go. There's your answer to the question. That's how you can hit a home run and not get credit for it.
Okay, HO, I'm going to check out for about 30 minutes because I see Monica McNutt on TV. It's going to be distracting. I may mess my answers up.
Well, we finna go to the ballers and busters, and E-Dub say he got time, so let me text him back and tell him.
No, I got some ballers and some busters. Now I got 2 main ones that I'm gonna hit hard, and y'all gonna hear something from me. Y'all ain't heard since I've been on the show, but you gonna hear it tonight. I promise you that. That's a promise. That's what's called a spoiler. Let me put it that way.
Dad say, why would you sub while it's being reviewed? That's the best rule right now.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, could he have waited to see what the decision was before he decided to sub the guy in? I was thinking that exact same thing, Daz. You was not by yourself.
I guess he didn't believe in his eyes because he said he told him to review it because he thought it went over. He thought it hit the top of the wall and went over. But then you go sub the guy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, so Edo will be joining us and coming along. But here we go. We got our ballers and busters right now. So go ahead and put them in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and start it off. Baller this week. Ronald Acuna. He's the hottest thing on earth right now. I mean, he is blazing the baseball. 390. He went over 2 last night, but before last night, he was up to 396, leading the league in a whole bunch of categories since he's been back. So Ronald Cunha is my baller for this week. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
without a
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
All right, we got to put a hold on that, fella, because my guy just jumped in. Let me find his banner real quick. I can't even find it, but there we go. There he is, everybody, all the way from State Farm Arena, giving us some news. E-Dub joins the show. My God, what's going on, E-Dub?
Hey man, what's up, crew? Everybody, Coach Ace, HR,
Doug,
what's
Doug
up,
Easy.
y'all?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking. I'm waiting. I can't see it. Looking for the glowing microphone.
Yeah, I don't got it. I didn't bring the microphone with me today, so
Okay.
I'm on audio.
Hey. All right, you
I
here.
wore
That's good.
I wore this for all my dookies for today. They say the brotherhood got to represent. I got a feeling that 3 Duke guys would be in the top 10 or the top 15 with Cooper Flag, Con Knipple, and Mario Watts. They'll be in the top 10 or the top 15, all 3. So we got to celebrate. I'm gonna have me go out on the deck and have me a Stoker to celebrate brotherhood.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that, man. I definitely think they'll both top 10, possibly. If not 10, definitely 15. You know what I mean?
So my question to you is, what's going on with Ace Bailey? Is he getting bad advice, or he just think he all that?
I mean, I look at it like this: every man got to make his own decision, right? I personally wouldn't advise my son to do anything like that because you never know. People slip in the draft, and if you start slipping for any reason, you don't want to be slipping, and the team don't have no tape on you or no interview with you, and so you cutting your own money. So like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? But every man's got to make his decision, and that's the decision he makes. So it is what it is.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. I was telling somebody at work today that I don't care who you are, but there's nobody that can talk me out of this trade that the Hawks just made, other than E-Dub. If E-Dub said it was a good trade, then he can break it down to me to where I can understand it a little better. But right now, I'm like, how can he play for the Hawks if he's hell? He had worked with me. I work for Emory, so I see him more than the Hawks was seeing.
I think it's a good move on several fronts. Number one, financially, the Hawks only had one bad contract. I think I told y'all that last time I was there, and that was the Terrence Mann contract. You were on the hook for $46 million for 3 years with Terrence Mann. You didn't want to pay that 46 with Terrence Mann.
You got it.
Niang was on an 8-year deal. I mean, he was on a 1-year, $8 million deal. So he was expiring. So you were going to trade him anyway, right? So you move both of those contracts. The number 22 pick, which it wasn't much of an asset to get a guy like Porzingis. Now, Porzingis is only going to give you about 45, 50 games. That's just what he is. But he gives you a dimension if you're able to load manage him that where this Hawks team will do so many more things from lineup standpoint. So you can play him with a Kongwu. You don't have to take a Kongwu off the floor because he's not Clint. You can play Jalen at the 3. There's so many things you can do. So low risk, high reward. He's on the last year of a contract. So if it doesn't work out this year, you don't got to pay him no bread, and you got off the Terrence Mann contract. So from a financial standpoint, you have a lot more flexibility to re-sign a Dyson Daniels, to go out and get some other guys. You can go out and re-sign Karis LeVert, so financially it's a good move, and from a basketball standpoint, it's a good move.
Okay. Ace, how you feel about that? Cause I'm halfway on that. I can understand what he's saying, but
last week E-Dub talked me back onto the boat because I was ready I was ready to dive into the ocean and swim to another boat in the harbor. He taught me back onto the boat. Now he got me down in the club on the boat. He got me down at the bar. You got me ordering. You got me ordering some food and sitting around the dance floor now. You know what I mean? And so I seen the lineup. I kind of watched it. Like I said, did my homework this last week or so. Now the thing is, they've proved to me you got some thinkers in the front office, right? And so with this trade, they lost the 22nd pick in the first round. So they only got the 13th pick. And so which way you think they're going, E-Dub? Are they going a guard or are they going another big because of the potential health issues with Porzingis?
I look at it like this. The GM came out and he unequivocally said, best player available. And so I think that's what you got to do. You got to go best player available. I don't know what their board looks like. I don't think they're roped into the idea that they have to draft a center or they have to draft a big because there are still bigs out there in the free agent market. Personally, if you're drafting a guy at 13, I've always had the belief that rookies aren't really that good anyway, right? And so not that first year. So if you're competing for a playoff spot, you don't want your rookie logging a whole bunch of minutes. You want that first 8 or 9 guys to be really good. Now, if your rookie's on that back end, if somebody gets hurt, bring them up, let him get some time, let him get some spot duty, right? But he needs to be developing in College Park. The Hawks are trying to win right now. They got their 5. They got Porzingis. They got some other guys, but they need to keep building. So you have to look at it in the totality of the roster. You know what I'm saying? So whoever they select is going to be a good pick, but he's going to have to develop. And he can develop, but you really need to have that strong 8 or 9 guys as a core. They need to re-sign Karis LeVert. I think that should be a priority. I mean, shoot, they could even bring back Larry Nance Jr. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But, at 13, I just think they're going to go best player available.
All right, and my last question, I'll give it back to you, H.O. Based on that, then it's looking more likely that they're going to deal with Trey as far as the extension.
So the GM kind of danced around that when they asked him about it this week when he talked. He was just like, Trey's locked in. He's like, I'm locked in. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know if that means they're gonna get a deal done. I mean, I know that Trey wants to be here, and I think that they want Trey to be here. And so from that standpoint, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think both parties involved want Trey to be here.
All right. Trey did. I see the tweet when the trade went down for Porzingis. Trey tweeted out, "Welcome to the A." So he would sound like he was pretty excited about the trade. But let's not be fooled. We're not getting the Porzingis that once was the unicorn.
Crispy.
We're getting the Porzingis that is probably half the shell of what he actually was. And people get caught up in looking at the numbers of him averaging 19 points or 20 points a game, but he's only playing 42 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you get with him right now. He's at a state where he's obviously older. You're going to have to load manage him, but that's fine because you got some young guys behind him. You have a Mo Gay who can play the 4. He can play the 5. And so that's going to be times where he's going to get some burn. You know what I'm saying? So you can platoon him. And my thing is this. If you get 50 games out of him, that's fine. That is fine. If you get 50 games out of him and he's healthy during the playoffs or he's ready during the playoffs, if you can load manage him, I think that's fine. And even if you don't, you didn't give up nothing for him. You got off a bad contract and you gave up this 22nd pick. So, again, low risk and a potential for high reward. And here's what I like. A lot of people always get mad at the Hawks for not doing nothing. I'd rather you swing and miss than not swing at all. This was them taking a swing. You know what I'm saying? If you miss, you miss. But you got to take a swing. And I thought they took a very moderate swing, and I thought they got a base hit.
I see the last mock draft had the Hawks possibly taking the point guard out of Illinois. Your thoughts on that situation? And does that signify anything for Trey, or are we looking for a backup?
Yeah. For me, at 13, I don't want them to get a guard. Like, on my board, I have so many more wings and bigs before I have guards. So I'm not a fan of them getting a guard at 13. I'm just not. If they had that 22nd pick still, then maybe we can talk guards on my board. But I'm not a fan of the guard at 13.
There's any sleepers or surprises in this draft that the Hawks can pull off, or any players that's just a sleeper or a surprise or diamond in the rough that you see, maybe in the second round or late first round?
I don't see any necessarily sleepers, but I will say, like I said last week when I talked with y'all, this is a very good draft. Like, we're going to be looking back 2 or 3 years from now, and I firmly believe that there's going to be a lot of good players. There's no Wembanyama, there's no Zion or anything like that, but there's some solid players in this draft. This is a lot of and you can get good value from anywhere from 13 to 28 to 30, good value players. And so I don't really have any sleepers, but I think that they're going to get a good pick at 13. And I think there's a lot of valuable players in this draft that you'll see good off the board.
Okay, dope. I can dig that. I'm starting to like that Neek Clifford guy from Colorado State, though.
Hey, I would have no problem with them if they got him at 13. Named after Dominique. The kind of Atlanta ties a little bit. And I think he would fit in. Again, whoever you draft at 13, I don't think he's going to be a rotational player. I just don't. And if you're a Hawks fan, you shouldn't want him to be a rotational player. Not a rookie, because he's not going to be that good. And so you got to let these guys develop, and you have to let their game kind of develop, and then save the rotational players for the big dogs, because you're trying to win games. You don't got time for people to develop. Not right now.
I feel you. We got 2 minutes before it start, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get on back. Shoot me a text if you want to jump back on. If you have any other news, shoot me a text or just jump back in, and we'll be here. We'll be here all the way to 9, right after 9. How about that?
Gotcha, bro. Appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Peace.
All right, E-Dub. No.
All right, E-Dub, man. He said he gonna holler back if he finds some news to get some news. But I was telling him I like the Neek Clifford guy, Asa, from Colorado State.
Okay.
Yeah. But go ahead, Coach. What you got?
Make a call real quick to New York and tell the Dallas Mavericks, if they take longer than 1.5 minutes to make this first pick, I'm gonna come there and do something to somebody. If they prolong this pick, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody, mama know what they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we back to our ballers and busters, and Dez had put in the comments that he had SGA as his baller. Anytime you chip it, how can you not recognize OKC and SGA? I agree with that. I do have an honorable mention as well for my baller. My honorable mention baller is Isaiah Thomas being interviewed for the Detroit Pistons job. Though he can't, though he may have coaching issues, but what they're doing is they're bringing back the mentality of what the Pistons was back when he was playing. So I like the move. I like that move.
When did Bickerstaff leave?
Well, he didn't leave. Well, let me see. Maybe it was the
Because I was real confused when I.
hold on. Maybe it's the GM job. I'm not sure. I just saw it the other day. I just saw it before we came on the show. Wait, let's get on. Go ahead, Coach. You got your ball. And Ace, y'all got y'all ballers. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go all the way to the West Coast. I figure everybody probably do, the OKC Thunder and SGA and all that kind of stuff. So rightfully so, no issues there. But I'm gonna go all the way to the West Coast, and I'm gonna stay in baseball, and I'm gonna go Carl Riley, the catcher for Seattle Mariners. He's
Oh yeah.
probably right now he's probably leading definitely leading for AL MVP. But right now he has 30 home runs, or 32 home runs, I believe. 32 home runs, leading the all of baseball. Um, and he's the catcher. He's outswinging Judge, having an MVP year. And I think Seattle is either 1 or 2 in the AL West. So Carl Riley right now is my baller of the week.
Okay.
All right, Coach, what you got?
Yeah, that's a good one. My ball is easy. SGA for going into the locker room and telling what's his name? What's the kid's name? I forgot his name already.
Halliburton.
Halliburton, just sitting there and talking with him and praying with him and telling him he wish him well and just showing, you can be a class act when you do something like that. And you consider it a seriously class act when you go into the locker room, you just sit there and you wish your cat well, even though he was your fiercest rival out there. But that's some class right there. I got to give it to SGA. He's doing all the right things as the champion and as the MVP.
Yeah, those kind of things,
what
Coach.
did he do, Coach?
He went into the locker room and talked to what's his name? They got hurt, Halliburton. They just sat down and they were talking to each other while he was in the locker room, getting his leg wrapped up after the game got hurt.
Before he went and celebrated with his team, he just gave
the
proper due respect to, like Coach said, to a guy that was having a great series. And who knows, man, the way he came out, that game might have turned out differently, or would have had a whole different ending. Well, would have been a lot closer if Halliburton hadn't have got hurt. But yeah, to your point, Coach, man, when you that's how you become the face of the league. Anybody sees that, he should get a whole lot more endorsements now. You know what I mean? So, because there's enough knuckleheads out there in the league right now. You need somebody to balance it off.
It look like the NBA draft is about to get started. They got Adam Silver up there giving his monologue.
I mean, as soon as he finished, he shouldn't even go in the back. He should stay right there with the first pick and go on and announce it and put it on out. He's gonna go in the back for that boy should already be ready to go.
I agree.
And I'm just looking at these tables. If I was a draft pick, my table would be a little different. I see they got all the nice water and little stuff on there. There'd be food on my table because I'll be eating. I'll be like, I ain't I'm sorry, we got some food, some Kool-Aid, whatever. I don't care. We finna eat and get down. Y'all can see me snacking on a wing while y'all calling my name. It don't matter.
They just said Dallas is on the clock, and he went to the back.
You gotta be.
Well, they gotta show all the highlights of
Why
Cooper
should they be
Flag
on the
playing
clock
at
when
Duke.
everybody know who they go get?
They gotta show all the highlights of him playing at Duke and all that kind of stuff. They gotta go through the pageantry of it.
How many highlights they need? Yeah, dog. How many you haven't seen already? They trending toward my Buster, but I got a different Buster though. They trending there, but I got a different Buster.
My Buster is the NBA.
Uh-oh.
My Buster is the NBA. How many times have we go keep calling this a calf strain when it's more serious than that? And the last two calf strains that you had diagnosed turned into an Achilles injury. Kevin Durant and Tyrese Halliburton. So NBA, come on, man, let's tell the truth. Tell the truth on what the injury really is. Neither one of them should have played with a calf strain.
Did my man at Boston have a calf strain, or his just pop?
Jason Tatum.
Tatum.
Yeah,
Did he have any issues prior to? Okay.
I tell you what.
Now, with that being said, do y'all know how many Achilles injuries that happened this year?
I mean, we got
4 or 5.
Other stars. 8. Wow.
8.
So we got Tatum. You got Tatum. You got Halliburton. You got Leonard.
Dame
Leonard. Yeah, Dame Leonard. So it's 3. Who the other 5?
All right, let me pull it up for you.
Them low top shoes.
The Isaiah
baby.
thing, that was I'm still looking it up. I can't find it just said the total was 8. There have been a total of 45 NBA players that suffered a setback injury from 1990 to 2023. 40, yeah.
I mean, I just think it's a combination of a few things. I think this generation of
DJ. Yeah, DeJounte Murray was another one.
That's 4.
No, he broke his hand. Then he came back with an Achilles injury.
I think the NBA need to look at their trainers, man, and figure out, take a page out of soccer and see what they need to do with their, because you don't really hear a lot of those guys pulling hamstrings or Achilles, and all they do is run up and down a much bigger pitch. I think some of this is just conditioning or the lack thereof.
Still trying to go ahead. Give me y'all bust. James Wiseman, Isaiah Jackson, Drew Smith. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 7. James Wiseman, Isaiah Jackson, both from 3 Indiana playing tore their Achilles.
Yeah.
Drew
Like
Smith
I said, you
from
got.
Miami.
Oh, so you got to start looking
DeJounte
at
Murray.
looking at trainers, looking at scouts. I got 2 busters though. Ho, I got 2.
Shit. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Give me your buster.
One is sports related, and one is not. The one that's not sports related. I don't know if you know anything about this or not, coach or whatever, but Jim Jones can never say he talking about he a better rapper in career than Nasir Jones, better known as Nas. I just don't know how he formed his mouth to ever say those things.
Oh Lord.
I said one was sports and one wasn't sports. And the other one that's sports related is, did you see that lack of crowds at the Oklahoma City Thunder Parade?
They say it was a good crowd. No, they just say it. I don't know.
I don't know. The stuff that maybe they just showed the bad part of it or whatever. Everything I seen as far as the crowd, I was like, where are they riding through? Little trailer park neighborhoods or whatever. It just looked real. It looked real light to me. So I wasn't all that impressed with the Oklahoma City Thunder's parade crowd.
Oh yeah.
It's not like kids in school.
That could be the case. The coach said. That definitely could be the case. The shoe.
Them low cuts, yeah.
It was protected. It's protected. They ain't doing it no more. They ain't even wearing 3/4 no more. They ain't wearing low cut.
All right, coach. Who's your buster?
Well, like I said, that what I said earlier was a spoiler. Here's a spoiler right here. The man in baseball named a young man named Ketel Marte, who was playing for Arizona.
Yeah.
And who got a base, who was playing in the field. And somebody mentioned his mom and talked bad of it just forever. I guess trying to distract him about his mom, who had just got killed in a car accident. And like I said, y'all ain't gonna ever hear this again. But they found a dude and he's been banned for baseball. But you, sir, whoever you are, I never saw a name. You, sir, are a jackass.
Coach. Not the jackass.
It's as simple as that. I can't go any further to see how low you would sink to talk about somebody's mom who had passed away in a car accident to a kid who broke down crying on TV. At the game because he couldn't take. His mom had recent. His mom had just died, and everything. So again,
if he goes in the stands, if he goes in the stands, that'd have been okay for you.
I wouldn't have minded at all. Because that is and I'll say it one more time. That is a jackass move. Forgive my language, FCA or FCC or whoever it is, but that was a pure, classless, low-life move from you. And like they said, they banned him from all Major League Baseball games. If I was them, I'd ban him from everything sports-related in that town. I wouldn't let him go to nothing. Because, why do you have to do that? What is the purpose of that? To distract somebody? You can say something about him all day. His hair ain't combed, or he ain't got this, or he don't have that, or something going. But to talk about somebody's mom who got killed, and that's right, Des. Again, justified if he go in the stands. You doggone right, it's justified. If he win the stands and then busted dude up, I wouldn't have said I would have thought nothing of it. So that's my buster right there.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. There, I mean, it was good buster, but a bad bust at the same time. Yeah. I agree. You know, Raciel Iglesias almost got a buster this week from last night. If he didn't get that third out.
Oh Lord.
The Braves doing pretty good so far this week. HO, they swept.
Yeah,
the Mets.
The Mets can't beat the Braves right now.
I got the Braves shirt on today because I thought you'd have been talking real good about the Braves this week, but you did speak good about Acuna. But
yeah, they sweep the Marlins. I mean, they sweep the Mets and then lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. That's not a good week.
I know. Yeah. It's you're right. As soon as they do something good, they they turn around and
they are losing to the Mets. It's still early though, 3-1.
And does Kyrie sign back with the Mavericks for 3 years and 120 have a significant connection with the Cooper Flag signing? I mean, drafting. They're gonna be together for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Talk about load management when E-Dub was talking about load management with Porzingis. Dallas about to do the same thing with AD.
Yeah.
Going to load manage him.
All right, so real quick, do San Antonio take Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey?
Bailey's in the fall. Harper going next.
Yeah, I don't think you got to still remember Coach who's the president of the San Antonio Spurs is still Coach Pop. Coach Pop ain't dealing with all that nonsense. So
no, sir.
I'd be very surprised if San Antonio take Ace Bailey.
So you got Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox in the backcourt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You got Castle.
And Castle for the year.
You got a team there.
Yep, they got Harper.
Yep. There it is.
Go ahead, Dez. All right now. All right, here's the boy stop. Let's go ahead and get into our boy stop so we can keep it pushing.
My boy stop going to who I got through talking about. Ace Bailey. Mr. Bailey. You say you ain't working out for nobody. When do you get to pick your team in the draft, dog? When have you been that good, Mr. I never won. I never made it to the NCAA tournament. Well, when you get that good? I'm confused. Maybe somebody can help me out. I'm kind of confused. When you got that good to be able to tell people who you don't want to play for. Boy, stop.
My boy stop is going right back to the NBA with the buses being painted prior to the game and the free throw disparity that SGA had. He made 190 free throws in the postseason.
190?
Yeah.
Dog.
They call him the free throw merchant.
Yeah, yeah, that's the NBA thing. You get him to the line, he shoot 90%. So let him make his presence felt at the free throw line. So yeah, the NBA once again gets my boy stop award for.
Who was like that
They're
too?
not fooling me. They can fool y'all, but they're not fooling me.
Well, we know they ain't fooling you, Ho. You told them what was gonna happen. You
Yeah, Dad. In one postseason, 190 made free throws, and Halliburton made 189 in the regular season.
Wow.
So think about that. In 82 games, 189, and in 16 games, is it 16 or more than that? How many games they play? They went 7 and well.
Let's just go
Y'all
7.
understand what I mean?
Yeah,
It ain't
yeah.
82.
It ain't 30. Let's just say 30 games total. If you go 7 games every series, 28 games.
Yeah, so that's my boy stop. All right, what about you, Asa? What you got?
My boy stop is the NFL. How you get caught in collusion, but somehow you not the arbitrator say you're not colluding. So they got caught in the owners got caught in collusion as far as to make sure no one else gets any more guaranteed contract like Deshaun Watson. But the arbitrator said he really couldn't. He seen that it was that the owners tried to collude, but he didn't have enough proof that they had colluded. So what more do you want when you got the emails, the phone call logs, and nobody since that Deshaun contract has gotten a guaranteed contract like his since. So I'm trying to figure out how that,
That's interesting.
There was conversations you could tell there had been conversations amongst the owners through emails on how to limit the guaranteed money that was going out for the upcoming quarterbacks who had who had contracts coming up. And the main one was they had 3 quarterbacks up there, but the main one everybody was wondering why it was taking so long was the Lamar Jackson contract dispute. I mean, negotiation. But they found emails and everything basically saying owners were talking amongst themselves to make sure, and the league was talking amongst themselves to make sure that no one does another contract like the Browns did with Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
So
why
that.
don't they just suspend the owner for the Browns for bucking the system?
I'll go to say HO. If you can catch them in colluding stuff when it comes to contracts, they were in cahoots with one another when it came to people like Kaepernick.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, man. With that being said, let's go ahead and get out of the ballers and busters. Unless anybody got any more ballers and busters or anything else. No, I'm scrolling through. Number 3 pick coming up very, very soon. All right, let's jump into the round table discussion where we will talk about the trades for KD. Boston is clearing cap. They saved themselves $180 million in luxury tax. They traded Drew Holiday over to Portland for Anthony Hardaway, which is, I think, was a pretty good deal. A 20-point score. I mean, you're losing some defense. He's not a defensive guy, but he will put the ball in the hole. So you're going to need to have somebody to supplement the scoring that Tatum will have while he's out recovering, along with Jaylen Brown. And then you have reports that they looking to move Jaylen Brown and or
White.
Derek White as well.
Yeah, they ain't done yet. I think they get rid of.
I'm gonna start with you, Coach. What they doing in Boston over there? What they trying to do?
Buying time until Jason Tatum come back. And
Bingo.
meanwhile, you sacrificing this year. You pretty much telling this year, hey, we just gonna be out there just for the haircut. We're gonna play, but you don't expect us to do nothing. You know.
VJ Escone, Philadelphia.
I told you,
What Rev got to say
finna hit
about
that
that?
drop. He'll talk about well, like I said, Bailey's supposed to be number 3. Bailey's gonna hit that drop now. It's coming. I'm telling you. You gonna tell folk what you ain't you ain't going to no camp. Really? How you get that bad? And again, Rutgers with both of y'all, you and Harper did nothing. And he gonna end up going to one of them teams he talked about he didn't want to go to.
How you not
Charlotte
kind of
or somebody?
He must have watched the NFL draft. When you start talking too early.
What? Yeah.
He must have watched the NFL draft and watch how Sanders dropped.
He must have missed that one.
And Sanders wasn't even doing a lot of talking.
Yep. Neil.
Yeah.
Neil money. Neil.
But his dad did. That's all it took.
Yep.
And when his dad talk, people listen. Trust me. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the. I got your thoughts on the KD trade. Your thoughts on the Drew Holiday trade from Boston, and what they got back.
Drew's not. He not happy. That's been reported. He's not very happy on going to Cleveland.
I don't think Drew going. That's not going to be his last. They're going to flip his trade again. I don't think he'll. I don't know where he'll wind up, but I don't think he'll play next year in Portland. He'll be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But
it'll be a nice little fit in. Then Conley retire in Minnesota.
Yep. He did.
Oh yeah,
he'll be a nice little fit in Minnesota along with Ant-Man.
Yeah, he'll fit real nice in Minnesota. Real nice. And he might be able to give Ant-Man a little bit of more nurturing.
Yeah, if I was Minnesota, I'd be trying to.
You ain't counting on him.
But you know what? I mean,
yeah, he doesn't have to be a scorer.
No. Sure. You can slide him on. He's your best. He would be your best backcourt defender. You slide him on anybody. That'll take because right now, that's a good call, HO. Because right now, Ant got to do it on both sides of the floor. He got to score and he got to pick up your best ball handler. And by the end of the game, he just don't have it no more.
Yeah.
So you take the pressure off of Ant in that aspect.
CJ McCollum goes to Washington for Jordan Poole. Your thoughts on that one?
Washington quietly getting a decent team.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna win no championship, but they got some players coming over there.
Yeah, if you want to go to run and shoot.
Yeah, of course.
Every guy they got so far is a 13-year veteran. A 13-year veteran or more. Like they got a old team.
Yeah.
Their roster is full of veterans and real good top end role players. I don't know.
What did Jordan Poole go do? What did Jordan Poole go do in New Orleans?
Go to Beale Street with Zion.
Yep. Beignets and booty. Them two. Yes, that's gonna be a bad combination.
B and B. And not the bread and breakfast, right?
Yep.
They start calling them the bed and
Yes,
breakfast
sir.
boys.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's two. That's two. I'm gonna take from you, Coach. That's two.
Take away, baby. Take away.
Beignet and Boo. Them call them the
Like
bread and breakfast
these
boys.
jokers, they provide some jokes. I tell you, they provide these jokes. They make it easy.
Oh man.
The Lakers don't have draft picks. I didn't know that.
Coach, did you talk about how Simmons will affect Boston? Going to Boston?
Simmons is a scorer. He can fill it up. I don't know if
Yeah,
the defense is
yeah,
the
he
defense
can.
ain't nowhere close to what's name, but I'm going. When you said Boston, I'm going back to if they get rid of Jaylen Brown, they really are just mailing it in. I know you're trying to get under that apron, but golly,
Well, they under the apron, Coach. After that move with Porzingis, they're under. I think they're now is saying like, hey, this next year coming up is a wash. And so we're gonna go ahead and just see how good we can possibly be, but we're not gonna rush Jason Tatum back. They're gonna give him the full year, to heal and be stronger. But I think they're gonna shed players, shed money, and then have draft picks to kind of pick around Tatum this coming year, and you'll have enough money to maybe go out and get you a free agent. So the East is not going to be no stronger 2 years from now than it is right now. So you can almost sacrifice this year to get better for the 2027 season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, listen, they won the championship last year, right?
Yep.
They the Boston Celtics. They ain't going they're not going to lose no fan base, and they're not going to lose any they're going to still get shown on TV, depending on who the teams are for national TV slots. So why not take this year? I won't say tank, but take this year, not worrying about winning so much as compared to just getting rid of some of those not bad contracts, but getting rid of some of those big contracts, knowing that you can't win a championship whether you keep them or not. So I don't think Jaylen Brown goes nowhere. I think they get rid of White. I think White gets taken. He'll probably get taken before the All-Star trade deadline next year. Whatever team that say that they can make a playoff run and need an additional score, I think he gets traded then. He gets traded mid-season.
Hey, so you do know that Boston got new ownership, so they're not at liberty to live up to those contracts that were signed prior to them buying the team.
Oh yeah, exactly. They're not. They got that one championship already a couple of years ago. So
Hey Joe,
they're gonna want to build it their way.
do you see this?
Yeah,
Hey
Duke
Joe,
taking over. Yes,
they got nipple number 5.
4. That's number 4.
Oh, okay. I can't believe he number 4. That's interesting.
And guess what? His younger brother already 9 in the 2027 class. He'll be at Duke. He goes sign with Duke within the next year or so.
Ain't that something? Nepal got to come in with that stroke.
You better believe it. Yep, he go down there with Mark Williams, who's a former Dookie himself. Charlotte developing a nice little team. Speaking of nice little team, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks going over to Charlotte. How do you think the mix is with Devin Booker with those young guys? The one young guy and the old guy.
They going to Charlotte.
And you going to Phoenix.
Nipple.
Knipple.
Oh, Knipple. Hey, Monica.
Yeah, they got the whole Knipple clan right there interviewing them. You see the 6'9" with them.
Look how they line up. Look how they line up from shortest to tallest.
Yeah.
That's funny how they managed it. And they got that organized like that. Oh, well.
Coach, if you had 4 boys, where they going to school?
What color is the sky when the sun is shining?
Blue, light blue.
No, it ain't light blue. No, it's not. Carolina blue. It's like that, dog. Don't mess it up. It's Carolina blue.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, you know it ain't dark blue.
Okay, see. Ho, I tried.
I was agreeing with you when I said light blue. You wanted that light blue is North Carolina. Everybody knows light blue is North Carolina.
Save yourself.
Everybody know.
Look at them names, though.
All right, so
out of all the Dukes that's been drafted so far, Ho, who's gonna have the best career?
A hush draws.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Cooper Flag.
Flag got the best situation. Now, I don't mean to cut y'all off, but if I saw this team here coming up, I'm trying to run for my life.
Yeah, I think I've been watching people try to describe what.
Utah? I will not
Why
want to
Utah
go to
Jazz? I know it. Got to talk about the Utah Jazz.
It's a nice South Lake is a nice city, but hey, I don't know if I want to play there.
Hey, Coach, look at Ace Bailey looking like he lost. He look like he lost and sad right now because he's dropping.
Boy, if Utah pick him, I'm gonna laugh till I can't laugh no more. Like, fool, you the one messed up. You did it to yourself, clown. You did it to yourself, and you can't blame nobody else. That's why I tell people, you come in with that blah blah blah, and everybody looking at you like, "Hey, dog." I'm gonna put a bet on it right now with y'all too for Big Easy Grill. I guarantee you, 300 people won't watch the draft tomorrow. Ain't no Bronny James in the draft. Three Johnson. There he is, Trey Johnson. Like I said, them tables supposed to have food on them unless they told them they couldn't be eaten while the draft was going on. Shoot. My table have food.
Oh, they
on
did take. They took Ace Bailey, coach. It's a perfect place for him to go to.
Yeah, they
since
suck
he
at
didn't
him.
want to work out for nobody.
That's right. Go to Utah. You could have been somewhere stateside. You could have been in Philly, which ain't that far from Rutgers. But you idiot. You go to Utah. Yeah, y'all hugging now. I know in the back of their mind they got all them cameras on. They don't want to say what they want to say. Utah. They don't want to say it. They gonna say it behind closed doors though. Utah. We gotta move to Utah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Utah. Like what?
Yep. Y'all the one did it to him, or whoever advised him told him doggone not to work out. You crazy. Where Dwayne Wade at? I don't see him. Yeah, mom and daddy, y'all smiling, but y'all like, what city in Utah he got to go to? And we ain't never been to Utah. I know they talk this in the head. They be writing notes down. The worst team in the league, and you got to go to them. They're gonna talk about him tomorrow, boy. Ooh, they're gonna talk about him.
Salt Lake.
Social media finna kill him.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, dog, you going to Utah? Wherever you get through talking, you going to Utah, dog. Utah. Somebody need to play that video. What that kid said. What are you doing, Utah?
All right, fellas. The NBA question of the day, since we're down here at the roundtable discussion. Which small market team that has won the championship, Toronto, OKC, Milwaukee, get disrespected the most?
Oh, Toronto. They're not even in the country. I think people forget. I think people forget Toronto won a championship.
Yeah. Will OKC be forgotten since they small market?
Nah, they got they got three players
I mean,
that
Toronto's championship.
2019. But you got to remember when Toronto won it, the very next year, Kawhi went to the Clippers. So, Oklahoma City's gonna keep this core together for a couple of years. So, and OKC, they may not go back to back, but they'll make a deep run in next year's playoff. Next year's playoffs, I can see OKC maybe making it to the.
Do they have to
Western.
win another one in order for this to be considered dynasty?
No. I just about to say, HO, they need to. They'll probably. I can see OKC making to the Western Conference Finals again next year, and so that would justify this championship. We were talking earlier about Houston. Maybe Houston gets over gets to that Western Conference Final now that they got Kevin Durant. Denver, I feel like Denver probably could have beat OKC this year if they had a coach. People forget they went to a 7-game with OKC, but I feel like Denver was lacking coaching in that series. It was just straight talent. So Denver's still there with a top player. So now if OKC makes it to the Western Conference Finals next year, this championship won't be a fluke.
I don't know what we
You right.
said bad about the Braves. It was 61 right now.
Say what again, H.O.?
Braves getting beat 61. I don't know what we said bad about the Braves or what we said about the Mets to make them jump on the Braves like that.
You never know. Mets might have got tired of us talking about them.
I mean, it's about time. They done lost like 5 in a row to the Braves. 5 in a row or 6 in a row to the Braves, so they due for one.
Yep. They had pick number, what is that? Washington number, is that number 6 or number 5? I think that's number 5. We ain't talk about the Desmond Bain trade. How did Orlando come out with that one?
Man, they gave up too much for my blood.
Yeah.
3 first rounds or 4 first rounds.
Yeah.
That's just a
I guess
lot.
they going all in though.
I mean, it's funny though. It's gonna work out this year because everybody in front of you is hurt, right? You see what Boston is doing, trying to shed money and getting rid of players. The Knicks still don't have a coach. I'm assuming that Cleveland's probably going to run it back the same. So I mean, Orlando can make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals at least. So you go all in for this year. So far, it's kind of panning out in their favor. But I still don't like giving up 4 first rounders for one
Got a better
person.
young team, Orlando. Who got a better young team, Orlando, Detroit, or Cleveland?
I think Detroit
In the
got the
East.
better young team. I think Detroit got the better young team. I think Orlando got the better team for right now. I think Detroit got the better team with the upside. Um, do you see Cleveland winning 64 games next year again? I don't. Um, and then Orlando had a lot of injuries first half of the season and still made a playoff. So I go Detroit, Orlando, Cleveland if you ask me to put in what order.
All right, what about you, Coach?
Toronto. When you talking about Orlando, giving up Kentavious, I was disappointed that you can't call Will Pope as a good addition to anybody's team. I don't know if you got enough to. They got a little nucleus, but I don't know if it's enough to get to a championship. I don't see it. But sometimes you give up too much to get too little. To get somebody. And Desmond Bain although he's a scorer, he's a decent ball player. Too much.
Yeah, they gave up a lot.
I agree with that for sure. What, 4 or 5? How many draft picks they gave? How many first
I
rounders they
thought
gave
I
up
thought it
for
was
him?
4.
Mm-hmm.
4 first.
Well, he's a starter. He can shoot, but he's not. He's never made the All-Star team.
Yeah, that was yeah. I mean, that's what your cuz probably saying. They gave up 4 first rounders for a prominent role player. Too much, man.
All right,
KD
so
got second rounders for
room on
KD.
the street. Room on the street is room on the street is Seth Curry may be going back to reunite in Golden State with his brother. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do with Kaminga. Golden State is. They'll probably trade him after the draft. I think Golden State gonna try to make one more run, see if they can get Steph his 5th. Steph get 5.
Yep.
Then
Coach, you
that's
see what's on the bottom of the screen, don't you?
Orlando, the fun bag is coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it's time. It is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the SRT Fun Bag. All right, you already know. People will just jump on right at this time just to hit a fun bag. First question. Name a restaurant that you will eat name a restaurant that you can eat for free for 1 year without gaining any weight.
Oh Lord. Ooh.
eat for 1 year without gaining no weight. Is that even pop?
It can be a fast food, it can be a sit down, it can be whatever you want it to be, but just name it.
I'm gonna give love to my people's restaurant downtown Atlanta called the Consulate. I eat there for 1 year. I probably won't gain any weight. They got enough different different tapas and plates from around the world. I can find something that'll taste good and be healthy at the same time. So the Consulate, downtown Atlanta. Look it up. Not downtown, midtown Atlanta.
Okay. All right, Coach.
Probably Fogo de Chao. You can bring all the meat and everything you want. And I ain't gonna gain a pound. Oh, there's some eating going on in a few minutes. That thing will stay on green. You can forget it.
Mine, of course, is the Big Easy Grill.
I knew we knew that. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of food, would you eat at a buffet style hibachi restaurant?
That's a tough call right there.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, a buffet style hibachi restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would.
It's one on Beaufort Highway.
I know where it's at. Right there before you get 285. On the right hand side, if that's
All
what
right,
you're talking
Coach, what
about.
you got?
I say yes because I like rice. So I have some chicken and rice, steak and rice, rice and rice, and some old tempura.
Do you have eggs with your rice?
I don't use it, but I will take it.
All right, third question. How many days would you need for a vacation to reset your mind?
206. Dealing with school, that's a hard one. Not many. Just give me a weekend. I'm ready to get back at it because I like what I do.
Give me 10 days.
Damn, 10 days to reset?
Yeah. Anything more than 10 days, I ain't coming back.
Now, the question is, would you have to go somewhere or could you stay in town and stay at the house to reset?
See, I can be right in the house, no problem.
I can stay in. I could stay in the house. I would like to go somewhere, but I could stay in the house too. 10 days to give me time to go somewhere, come back, kind of get rest up from that, and then get ready. So, can I say half and half? I spend a good long weekend out of town, and then the other days take care of business around the house, stuff that you don't normally get to do.
Oh, HO, I see why the Braves losing. That boy Fuentes then gave up all 6 runs. Bless his heart. In 3 innings.
His confidence done got shot now.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, you know I got to talk about money, so give me your top 3. I'm going to give you 4 options. I need you to pick your top 3. $100,000 per day, $1 million right now, $10,000 per minute, or $1,000 per second.
See, I hate math. So I never like math. You gonna come with all these different little numbers, and I'm always gonna pick the wrong one.
Give me that $1,000 per second.
All of it is money, so you can't go wrong.
Give me that G per second, baby.
That's 37 million, 37, I think that's 37 million a year if you do that one. Yeah, but give me your top 3 though. That's one.
What's $100,000 a day?
3.5 million. 3.6.
What? Ain't that something? See, I told you I get the wrong one. That's last.
Then you got 100 million right now. You got 100,000 a day, $100 million right now, 10,000 per minute, and 1,000 per second.
Give me the second, first, the minute.
I tell you what.
Second.
Say it again.
The second, first, the minute, second, and the day third. I have $1 million somewhere, at least $1 million.
Okay. Hey, so what you got?
1,000 per second.
Or that too confusing?
No, I said 1,000 per second.
You got to give me 2 more.
Oh, 1,000 per second. Then was it 10,000 a day? And then what was the last? What was the
10,000 a minute.
So 1,000 second, 10,000 a minute.
100,000 per day.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 1,000 per second. Yeah, so I just said 1,000 per second, the 10,000 a minute, and then the 100,000 per day. That's my 1, 2, 3. I think I'm answering your question right? You want to know 1, 2, and 3, right?
All right, here go the music one right here. If you started your own podcast personally and you needed an intro beat, I got 3 guys that can make you a beat. I need you to pick me one guy who will make your intro beat and your outro beat for your podcast. Manny Fresh, Dr. Dre, Timbaland McGoo.
Ooh.
Dre, Timbaland, and Manny.
I think I gotta go with Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh,
No,
baby.
you just gotta pick one. Just pick one.
Oh, Dr. Dre.
I'm going Manny
You picking
Fresh.
Dr. Dre, Coach?
Yeah, because all you need to do is play the sound, play the beginning music to deep cover, and that's how I'm coming in. They can get ready. That's how I'm coming in off deep cover.
Hey, so you going with Manny Fresh?
I'm going with Manny Fresh. You got to remember though, Coach got that shank. So yeah, he come with deep cover. He got that shank. He's sticking to the script.
Oh Lord, see, just when I put it down, Asa, you make me come back. And
I know you had it. It ain't far.
I laid it down. I didn't want to bring it up in. I said that's okay.
It ain't far.
That's all right. H.O., I'm going to go side note on you now. If Asa gets invited when I go pick a hand up, you may going to get somebody on standby. That's all I got to say. Instead of beignets, instead of B&B.
All right, my last question of the night. My last question of the night for the fun bag is this. If you need some advice to better yourself, who are you getting the advice from? Your pastor, your therapist, your parents, or your significant other?
My mama ain't steered me wrong yet. I'm going with my mama.
All right.
I have to go with my parents aren't here anymore, so I don't have the ability to I can think back on the stuff that they've taught me. Don't get me wrong, but I then would have to go to my spiritual advisor.
You got deep in spiritual advisor. You deep in the cut then. All right.
There you go.
Ego. You all right, Ace?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know, something going on outside.
That's what I saw that look in your eye. You swung around pretty fast.
I might need your little friend with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, man. With that being said, that's gonna do it. And when you hear the music, you already know it's time to roll. Go out and play your Powerball numbers the night before 10 o'clock. Make sure you join in on the $140 million jackpot for the Powerball. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin's birthday is tomorrow, Mr. Jay Meyer. Wishing him a very happy birthday. The owner of Jay's Used Cars, baby. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, Mr. Meyer. So I will be up there to see you tomorrow on your birthday. So happy birthday to him, and make sure you call somebody, love on your brother as men's Mental Awareness Month is coming to an end. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Asa. I sure appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks for everybody who tuned in. And that's all I got. All right, Coach, what you got?
And shout outs to you, HO, for only having me on the show. Shout out for Asa, who one of these days, that B&B I told you gonna stand for beignets and blood if you keep on messing. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to E-Dub. E-Dub, I hope you give some news from downtown. The Hawks just picked, I think. Not the Nets, that's somebody else. Shout out to everybody from the Red and Rev show, Red, Coach, Red, Armani, Rev, everybody who's on Saturday from 11 until, or somebody gets called away for a free meal. Don't know yet, but that'll happen. Shout out to everybody listening to the show. Zavada, Dez, y'all have a good one. Hope y'all enjoy yourselves, and hope one of us real soon wins the Powerball. So, fingers crossed.
All right, Asa, what you got?
Hey, always one time to Coach, you, HO, SRT family, and the crew. Always enjoy coming on, having these discussions. One time to E-Dub filling us in on the Hawks. Got me hopeful for the Hawks next year, the next couple of years. Seemed like the upper management is making some logical moves. And then one time to my podcast, my other partner, Don of DNA and Sports Talk. You can find us every Monday on all social media platforms, 7 to 9 on Mondays. Check us out. And then to your point, man, one time with it being June and being Men's Mental Health Month, man, let's make sure we do things to make ourselves happy so that we can turn around and make other people happy as well. So I'm with you on that, HO.
There you go. For sure, man. Yeah, man. What a good show, good time, man. I sure appreciate it, man. And we're going to continue to make it great for Coach, Asa, Hancock, D. Will. Appreciate that, E-Dub. My main man, Smitty, as well, man. For all those who contribute to SRT and the SRT family, man. This is SRT, man. HO from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pops. R.I.P. BC. And we're going to holler at y'all next week, man. Enjoy yourself. We out. Peace.
Peace.